person, and we're going to do something tonight that's a little different. She did want to say a few words, and something that she did that is quite amazing, and it shows you the synergy of what happens. When she came in to do the video with her daughters, we were talking about Dress for Success, and she became the major sponsor of a fundraiser that we're having. She just said, I'm going to give you a check for a whole ton of money, and she did. So it is amazing how the world turns. So we thank her for her major donation to that event, and we'll let you hear from her right now.
Good evening. My name is Katherine Cahill, and I am the proud recipient of this award this evening for business. I'm really here with you tonight in spirit because on March 27th, I had a 9-level fusion on my back. So hopefully at this point in our time, I'm resting comfortably, well, at least resting, at Mount Sinai Hospital. I am very thrilled and extremely honored to receive this award tonight. Someone once asked me, what does this mean to you? And I gave it some thought. And I have to say that it's a combination of history, what happened in the past, and where that history has taken me as a woman in business. So if we look at Susan B. Anthony, and we look at Katie Stanton, those were two women who really created a foundation, because in their fight for the right to vote, they have affected my life even today. Today, I can vote for a woman president. I can vote for a black man. I have the freedom to go into a voting booth because of those women and vote. I think I would be remiss if I didn't also mention Astrid Pontusson. She was a very young woman who came from Sweden to the United States. She landed in Sag Harbor, New York. She left Sweden because there was famine there. She came to the United States to reap the benefits of the land, and that's exactly what she did. She married the love of her life, who was a bateman, my grandfather, in Sag Harbor, and she raised 4 children during the war. And from that, she fought really hard to have the right to work, and so she did. And she worked at the Bulliva Watch Factory in Sag Harbor, New York, where she made enough money to send her oldest daughter, Jane DeCastro, to college. Jane, in her lifetime, wanted to become a mathematician. She wanted to teach young women the value of math and how math could make them better students, but also better in the workplace. Women could compete neck and neck with men in the area of mathematics. And so she spent 2 decades educating women. Jane DeCastro became Jane DeCastro Cahill. She was my mother. She is my mother. And she passed the torch to me. And the torch was, take your knowledge, go to law school, and reap the benefit of an education. And so I did. My mother was the first woman in her family to receive a master's. I was the first woman in my family to receive a Juris Doctorate degree. I went into business, and I quickly learned that even though I was highly degreed and highly educated, I worked for men who had less degrees than I did and made 3 times as much money as I did. I also was told early on that if I graduated from law school, I couldn't go into the automotive industry because the automotive industry was a man-only business. So off I went. Prior to becoming a class action litigator in the automotive industry, I first served the federal court in the state of Michigan as the first woman law clerk to a Supreme Court justice. And from there, I went in and I served the automotive industry as a class action defense lawyer, where I helped OEMs and also tier 1, 2, and 3 suppliers who put automotive equipment and cars into the stream of commerce. From there, I went in-house to an insurance company, CNA, where I was able to raise my children. And then from there, I was a partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, where I established their first consulting business in the area of regulatory compliance and product safety. I was a global managing director, one of the highest positions held by a woman in a publicly traded corporation. From there, I went into a directorship at Marsh & McLennan, where I also established for them a consulting organization for product safety and regulatory compliance. My mother handed me a torch and she said, go out into the world and prosper. Use your talents, use your education, but always remember that there are other women who will follow you. And follow me they did. In 2011, I was asked by Barack Obama to work on behalf of the United States Congress on a brand new law that he had passed into being, and that was the Food Safety Modernization Act. I worked on behalf of the Office of Government Accountability to put all the rulemaking in place for the United States Congress around one of the largest pieces of litigation that we have seen, one of the largest pieces of laws that we've seen since the 1970s. I had an epiphany in 2011. 2011, I decided that I was tired of building everyone else's dreams. I wanted to build my own. So I established Cahill Consultants, a woman-owned and operated business. Our business allows women of any ethnic background, creed, religious affiliation, sexual orientation, to come into an office and be respected and to have dignity for what they bring to the table. Their education is paramount, but the hard work that they have to put in, the trust, the accountability, the basic fundamental principles on which we operate our firm are in place with all of the people that work for our firm. One of the greatest benefits that I have reaped from creating this firm is the torch that I've handed to my 3 daughters. My oldest daughter is the first biracial woman to be president of her sorority at her chapter at her university. She continues to foster the belief that women, whatever their ethnicity, should be treated not based on the color of their skin or how curly their hair is or how round their lips are, but on what they bring to the table intellectually. My daughter fosters continuously to this day the marketing that we do in our firm to draw talent of young women who want to succeed and be accounted in terms of what their value is. My second daughter is still in college. She's taken a different path. She realizes that there are gay people that live in this world that are not treated with respect. They are not safe on some of the campuses in which they're trying to get educated, and they don't live safe lives because of their sexual orientation. So her mission in life is to let the world understand that those women, Hispanics and blacks and whites, they all matter. And so her mission continues to support that population of people. And finally, my youngest daughter, she was diagnosed when she was 3 years old with autism. A doctor told us that she wouldn't speak and she wouldn't be able to love us. Well, I'm proud to say that last month she stood up at the West Hampton Performing Arts Theater and sung a solo in front of 200+ people. And tonight, the greatest act of love, she gets to receive this award on my behalf. To me, that's the greatest act of love. This award means so much to me, and I want to thank everyone. Good night.
Accepting her mother's award this evening. This is Maya. And Catherine's doing very well, by the way. And she wanted you to know that she's very honored for this award and she wishes she could be here, but she wants to say thank you.